Hello everyone, my name is Anna Newsart. I'm a dietetic intern at the University of Wisconsin Extension Madison for FoodWIse, and today we'll be reading The Twisted Tale of the Three Little Pigs. Hopefully last week you had the chance to read or listen to the traditional story of the Three Little Pigs, but in this story it's a little bit different. Here we see that the three little pigs all eat different foods to help build their houses. But one of the piggy is the strongest and the healthiest to help build him the best house. This little piggy ate the My Plate meal, featuring all 5 of the food groups. Do you know what the 5 food groups are? Here we see a picture of the My Plate that shows all 5 of the food groups. We should have half of our plate fruits and vegetables, and we should have whole grains, like whole grain breads, rice, or oatmeal. We also want to choose low-fat or fat-free dairy products. And we want to include a little bit of protein like chicken or nuts or even seeds to keep our muscles strong. It's also important to eat just the right amount of food and not too much. Sometimes we see something that's really yummy and want to eat it all, but it's better to eat just the right amount so we don't get a bellyache. But now that you know a little bit more about the My Plate, let's start reading the story. So once upon a time, there lived 3 little pigs. These 3 little pigs were brothers with very different personalities. The first little pig loved to listen to music. He never liked to run around and play, and he was a very picky eater. The only foods that he liked to eat were from the grains group. Some grains that we like to have are bread or crackers. So he only ate from the grains group. The second little brother loved to read. He never played outside, and his nose was always stuck in a book. His favorite animal was a cow. He especially loved reading books about cows. The only foods that he liked to eat were milk, cheeses, and yogurt, like this glass of milk here. So they're from the dairy group because they come from cows, from the milk that they produce. So he only ate foods from the dairy group. Do you think that would be very good? But like his other brothers, the third little pig loved to listen to music and read. But he also enjoyed dancing and hiking and playing sports. All these activities are great forms of physical activity. The third little piggy enjoyed eating the same foods that his brothers liked, but he also ate fruits and vegetables, meats, beans, and nuts. But he was careful to make sure that his portions weren't too big. He ate like the My Plate. So he had fruits and vegetables, grains, protein, and the dairy group. So he made sure that he had fruits and vegetables that made up half of his plate according to the My Plate recommendations. He chose low-fat or fat-free dairy products. And he also made sure that he ate a variety of food. So even though these 3 brothers were very different, they loved each other very much. So when they decided to move out of their parents' house, they wanted to build their homes right next to each other. So, do you remember what the tips that the third little brother did to keep him healthy and strong? He followed the My Plate meals. So he ate fruits and vegetables, grains, dairy, and protein, and he was physically active every day to keep him strong. So, because the first little piggy loved to eat grains, he built his home from straw. So here we see his little straw house. And straw is pretty easy to build, and it's nice and lightweight. So he could build his house pretty fast. The second little piggy built his house out of sticks because he wanted it to look like a barn since he loved dairy products and cows so much. Here's his little stick house. And sticks were pretty easy to build too. It took him a little bit longer to make, but it wasn't too hard. Okay. And the third little piggy made his house out of bricks because he was the strongest and he could lift the bricks because they were a little bit heavier. So here's his brick house, and it took him quite a while to build. So while he was building his brick house, the other brother decided to have his friend Fido the wolf come over to play with him. So Fido came over to the first pig's house and knocked on the door. But when he knocked, the house fell over. Oh no. So the first little piggy soon realized that he should not solely depend on grains for a healthy body and a strong house. Well, then the first little piggy and Fido went next door to the second little piggy's house, but guess what happened? They knocked on the door, but then as he slammed it shut behind him, the house fell down. Shucks. Well, they instantly realized that he should not have just had grains or dairy products to build a strong house and a healthy body. So the two little pigs and Fido then went to the third little piggy's house to tell them what had happened. They knocked on the door and held their breath and closed their eyes for fear that their house would fall over. But they looked around and nothing happened. They were shocked to find that the house was still standing. The third little piggy banged on the walls, and the second little piggy jumped up and down. But nothing happened, and the house did not fall. The third little piggy was very confused about why his brothers and his friend was being so weird. They soon told him what had happened to the first two houses, and the third little piggy began to laugh. He told the other piggies about all the hard work that he did to build his house. He also told them that he was able to build this house because he ate a well-balanced meal from my plate and because he was physically active. Even though he enjoyed grains and dairy products like his brother, his body was also healthy because he ate fruits, vegetables, protein, grains, and dairy. He told them that it was very important to try new foods and to eat a variety of foods. He said if you limit yourself to just one group, you will not be able to grow as strong and healthy as he was. So upon learning this information, the first and the second little piggy decided to take the last little piggy's advice. They decided to use my plate to help make them choose healthy choices. They began to run and dance and play outside every day and try a variety of foods so that their bodies would be stronger. So after a few weeks of choosing healthy choices, three little pigs built their two strong houses next to their brothers. The end.